I am a poet, a child of Oakland. I know my people's pride. I carry it every day. My darkness is my beauty. I am not afraid of the skin the sun gave me.
For all people, everywhere, culture is the nervous system of politics and economy. Whether you're talking about the news, your favorite primetime television show, telephones, radio, or digital platforms, our telecommunication systems is charged with connecting and representing the collective body politic. And yes, I'm talking about you.
It is a tragic example of the failures of our media policies. Now, Chairman Wheeler, we know that you did not cause these problems, but we know that you can fix them.
In these moments, our communities rely on commissions like the FCC to stand up and protect us from those that will do harm.
We know that poor people of color are the targets of our criminal legal system and our immigration enforcement system, and their families bear the additional burden of being targeted by these profit-driven industries. We urge the FCC to continue its work to protect our communities from these indefensible practices.
Just as it did for the analog network, a robust set of policies and principles designed to make sure that we are all connected will benefit consumers and carriers alike.
We encourage the FCC to enforce its 257 rules and to expand them to include not just ownership, but management too.
My point is to underscore the vital importance of your regulatory responsibilities to look after the interests of all citizens in this new age of interconnectivity, and especially for those who lack the access and leverage of wealth and privilege. So today, in the context of interconnectivity, I say broadband is not a luxury, it's a necessity.
My son was moved to another state prison 14 hours away from our home. Our phone conversations mean everything to us. To date, we've paid $3,900 towards Global Tel Link surcharges and long-distance charges in order to remain in contact with our son. He has 16 more years left to go, which will average out to $20,800 in phone bill charges we are expected to pay in order to remain in contact with him.
Now that companies are changing the technology they use to deliver services, federal regulations are vital. We have seen AT&T and Verizon push bills that remove regulations at the state level, claiming that the federal rules will be enough to protect rural people. The reality is different.
Brother Wheeler, we are so honored that you came here today. Honored not because you're the chairman of the FCC, but because you're in a position with colleagues in Washington, D.C. to perhaps do something about the conditions that are affecting our communities. Mr. Tom Wheeler. Brother Wheeler.
I really appreciate how you, first of all, created this forum, and second of all, how you all shared your thoughts. High on the list was get outside of Washington and listen to people other than the typical Washington players. And one of the things that empowers me to be able to say that and do that is that I was a typical Washington player.
What you heard Chairman Wheeler say is that he's going to remember your stories, and that he's going to take them with him, and that he's learned from us. So thank you, Oakland, and good night.